Hi, my name is Timbrook, and I'm going to be talking with you about how you would expect the sources of depressed mood in emerging adulthood to be similar to or different from the sources of depressed mood in adolescence. And according to Wiseman and Schaefer, depression is a mood disorder that affects a significant number of people. It can be a debilitating illness affecting the way a person functions on a daily basis. Depression usually has general symptoms of sadness, tiredness, a feeling of helplessness, low energy levels, high energy levels in the case of manic depression, insomnia, and the inability to focus. People with depression also experience a lack of interest in activities and can have suicidal thoughts. Here's a video on what depression might look like in real life.
I didn't want to face anyone. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't really want to do anything for myself because I felt like I was such an awful person that there was no real reason for me to do anything for myself.
Depression is more than just a feeling of being down in the dumps or blue for a few days. It is a serious illness that affects many people. Symptoms can vary, but many depressed people lose interest in activities they normally enjoyed, have feelings of sadness, guilt, and worthlessness, and have trouble concentrating.
Couldn't sit down for a minute really to do anything that took deep concentration. I tried to journal and I tried to do things, but I couldn't do that. I didn't read a book, didn't really do. I barely went to class. I wouldn't get out of the house. I was in college, so I wouldn't go to classes at all. I gained a lot of weight.
A person with depression can feel irritable and restless and have sleep problems.
Sometimes I'd sleep like only 3 hours a night because I couldn't sleep for weeks, but most of the time the opposite happened where I would sleep 10, 12, 15 hours a day even.
People who are depressed can feel numb and tired all the time. In some cases, it can even lead to thoughts of suicide.
It was like I had big, huge weights on my legs and I was trying to swim and it just kept sinking. Then I'd get a little bit of air, just enough to survive, then I'd go back down again. It was just constantly just fighting.
So now that we know what depression looks like, let's talk about the differences and similarities of depression in adolescents and adults. In a study done by Chung and Dua, depression can also be found in people of different ages, including adolescents. And although adolescents and adults can have many of the same or similar symptoms, there is a difference in the way these symptoms manifest or the way the disorder progresses in these different groups. Being an adolescent implies being in a transitional state, and this state of growth and transformation can affect the way the presence of depression is manifested. Adults, on the other hand, may exhibit a different kind of maturity in the display of their symptoms and may be somewhat more subdued or reserved. So rather than being extremely mellow or quiet, an adolescent with depression may be irritable or easily ruffled. Small things or issues may set the adolescent off as he or she seeks other ways to express their frustration with the mood disorder. Angry outbursts can also be common with adolescents suffering from depression. Adults will not have angry outbursts unless the individual is going through episodes of mania. With adults, there is a tendency to want to hold back the symptoms and withdraw from social scenes and discussions with friends. Adolescents, on the other hand, are more expressive with complaints such as headaches, which may be non-existent. Adolescents suffering from depression also try to hold on to close friends, although such friends may notice changes in the adolescent. The adolescent with depression can be more sensitive about comments, actions, attitudes, criticism, and appearance. Everything may become an issue as they are unable to effectively reason about ideas, events, and information.